Hello students. Now today we'll be studying the atomic structure. Now you see so many substances around. They are all made up of matter. Now what this matter is made up of? Atoms and molecules. Now molecule is also made up of atom. So ultimately atom is the building block of all the substances. You cannot see the atom with naked eyes. You have to see through a powerful microscope. Now, this atom is derived from the word atomos, which means in Greek as indivisible particle, which was coined by the scientist Greek philosopher Democritus. So it was long back. Now, in 1808, it was John Dalton which gave the theory of atom. He said that atom is the basic unit of any matter. So, it is the invisible, indivisible particle which will either be independently present or may not be present independently, but it will take part in the chemical reaction. Now you take a piece of zinc and you carry out any chemical reaction. Whatever the chemical properties, then you take one atom of that zinc that will have properties of many atoms of the zinc. So the atom is the smallest unit. So its property is going to be same as the zinc. Now, as the scientists gave some characteristics of the particles, like the characteristics of the atom, it is the smallest particle of matter, cannot be divided further. So atom cannot be divided further. It is the smallest invisible, indivisible particle of that element, of that matter. Now atoms of the same element are identical. So if you take zinc, all the zinc atoms, they are going to be identical. If you take iron, all the iron atoms will be going to be identical. But when you say zinc and iron, they will be different. Zinc will be different from the iron. Now, atoms can neither be created nor destroyed. It is present in the universe. So, it can change from one form to another, but it cannot be created nor destroyed. Atoms may or may not have independent existence. Like oxygen, it is going to be in molecular form. They don't be just oxygen, they become O2. Some atoms may have independent existence, some may not have. So atoms may or may not have independent existence, but they can take part in chemical reaction. So atoms are going to take part in the chemical reactions. So now let us study the structure of the atom. Now this is the atomic structure of oxygen and this is the atomic structure of magnesium. Now what is at the center? Nucleus. Nucleus is there at the center. What is present in the nucleus? Protons and neutrons. Neutrons have neutral charge. They do not have any charge. Protons, they have positive charge. So center here in the nucleus, it consists of protons and neutrons. Here in oxygen, in magnesium, or you take any atom of any element, there will be nucleus at the center containing protons and neutrons. One proton will have one charge and will have one mass. Neutron won't have any charge but one mass. Here now rotating in the imaginary orbit. Here you can see the imaginary orbit. Rotating in the imaginary orbits are the electrons. They have very negligible mass, but they have one charge. Electrons, they have one charge. They are rotating in the imaginary orbit. So this is the simple structure. This is the atomic model. You take any element and you take the atom of that element, it is going to vary. The electrons, protons, neutrons, they are going to vary in all the elements, atom of all the elements, but the basic plan will remain the same. That is a nucleus in the center containing neutrons and protons, and rotating around this nucleus in the imaginary orbit is the electrons, which has got one charge but very negligible mass. Now this table shows the symbol, charge and the mass of the fundamental particles of the atom. So what are the fundamental particles? Electrons, protons, neutrons. These are the fundamental particles. You have seen the structure, how nucleus is at the center, and in the nucleus what you get? Neutrons and protons. And in the circular path, the orbit, the shell, you find the electrons. Now what is the symbol of electrons? E. E is the symbol. Now this superscript, the one written above, is the mass. 0 is the mass, because it is very less, very negligible, therefore it is written as 0. And how much charge? -1, or it can just be written as E negative. Now protons, it has got one mass and one charge, +1, and it can be written as P+. Neutrons, they are neutral, no charge but one mass. They are written as N0. Now you have to learn this, you have to memorize this. Charge in Coulomb, 1.602 into 10 raised to -19 Coulomb. Here for proton also 1.602 into 10 raised to -19 Coulomb. Now neutrons, 0 is the charge. Now let's see the mass. Here the mass of protons and neutrons, same, 1.6 into 10 raised to -24, 1.6 into 10 raised to -24 in grams. This is also in grams. So here the mass of the electron in grams is 9.1 into 10 raised to -28. See, here it is -24, -24, here it is -28. So this is very less, it is negligible. So this is the chart which shows the symbols, the mass, the charge of the fundamental particles of the atom. So you have to learn this because this forms the basic concept of the atomic model. Now you have followed what atom is. Now once you have followed that, you will know that when the atom combines, same atom or different atoms, they become molecule. Now, oxygen will combine to form oxygen molecule. Hydrogen will combine to form hydrogen molecule. Hydrogen-oxygen will combine to form water molecules. Just remember, atoms are like alphabets. Alphabets, they combine to form number of words. Same way, atoms, different atoms, they combine to form number of molecules. So let's study what molecule is. Let us understand the molecule first. So molecule is the smallest particle of a pure substance, element or compound, which has independent existence Oxygen will combine to form O2. Now that will have independent existence. Hydrogen will combine to form H2. That will have independent existence. So these molecules, they all have independent existence. It is formed when two or more atoms of the same element or different elements chemically combine together. Now you have to understand that two atoms combine to form chemically. They combine chemically. Slowly you'll understand how that chemical attraction, that force attracts, and they are chemically bonded. So you have right now you have to understand that they are not just together, they are chemically bonded. Then only you can say it's a molecule. Now hydrogen atom will combine to form hydrogen molecule. Two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen will combine to form molecule of water. Now the main characteristics of a molecule. A molecule is formed by the chemical combination of two or more atoms of the same element or different elements. It can be hydrogen. It's a molecule of hydrogen which is formed. If it is hydrogen and oxygen, it's a molecule of water which is formed. So it can be same or it can be different. Molecule is formed. Now a molecule exhibits all the properties of that element or compound. Take one molecule of hydrogen, it will exhibit all the properties of hydrogen. Take one molecule of water, it will exhibit all the properties of water. So molecule exhibits all the property of that element or its compound. Now, in a molecule of a compound, atoms of different element combine in a fixed whole number ratio. Hydrogen and water, two parts of hydrogen, one of oxygen. So the ratio is 2:1. It will be always a whole number. So this is a molecule of compound, atoms of different element, hydrogen, oxygen combined in the ratio 2:1. 2 is whole number, 1 is whole number. So combine in a fixed whole number ratio. So ratio is fixed and that is always a whole number. Remember that. In a molecule, the atoms are chemically bonded together by attractive force. There is some charge which is developed between the two atoms to form the molecules. You cannot separate the atoms in the molecules. Why? Because they are chemically attracted. They are attracted by charges. So, the atoms are chemically bonded together by attractive forces. They are attracted by forces. A molecule can be represented by a chemical formula like hydrogen H2, oxygen O2, water H2O. There is a chemical formula to tell this is the molecule. So in short, molecule is the smallest particle of an element or a compound with independent existence, and it has all the properties of that element and compound. The molecules are of two types, the element molecule and the compound molecule. When it is just one element, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, then it is element molecule. Now, your one atom, only one atom of nitrogen will combine with one atom of nitrogen to form one molecule of nitrogen. Same way, one atom of hydrogen will combine with another atom of hydrogen to form one molecule of hydrogen. One atom of oxygen combining with another one atom of oxygen to form one molecule of oxygen. So, same elements will combine to form a molecule. So that is element molecules. These are the example in nature: hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine. They combine this way to form element molecules. Now, Here it is just H2, O2, N2, Cl2. But in sulfur, 8 atoms of sulfur will combine to form one molecule of sulfur. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They'll come together. So 8 atoms of sulfur will come together. They'll combine together to form one molecule of sulfur. So this is element molecule. They are same. They just combine with each other to form one molecule. Now what is compound molecules? When the elements are different, different elements, they combine to form one molecule, then it is compound molecule. Classic example, or the simplest example, hydrogen and oxygen, they combine to form water, that is H2O. So this is compound molecule.